Remembrance makes us inward looking. It's not only silence that does this, but remembrance. Because in remembrance, I remember my soul, my home, and my Father. These three things. And during today, if there was that practice of one thought, 1 second, turning within, then what gradually happens, the soul stays within. Well, of course the soul is always within, but the awareness of acting from inside, observing from the inside. I'm not caught up with the sound, with what I see and what I hear. Although I see and hear, I'm not caught up with it. This is what it means to be inward looking. And when I, the soul, have stabilized myself in this inner concentration, this inner awareness, very naturally, very easily, I do not get caught up in anyone or anything. It requires a lot of attention. But when there is loveful attention, then there's the motivation to keep practicing this very, very, very sacred direction from Baba. Go beyond. When I go beyond, it means I go in and I connect with the home and the Father. And whilst being here, I'm seeing things. I'm seeing the scenes of drama from the perspective of eternity, not just from the perspective of time and action and consequence. Because again, I can get caught up. And it's not a matter just I make the effort to go up. Baba is also pulling the soul to himself. The more I wish for purity, deep, real purity, the more I wish for liberation, Baba will pull the soul more. And when the soul is beyond in that land and in that connection, then Baba's rays are able to do their miracles within. The biggest miracle is to dissolve karmic accounts. It's the greatest blessing that direct connection with God gives the soul. It's the greatest blessing any human soul can have. The blessing of karmic accounts being dissolved through the power of love. And when there is this dissolving, then it's so much more easy for those original sanskars to emerge and to express. So the more I am beyond and in connection, the more I have the power to be here. Because to live here in the Iron Age, at a time when it is very extreme on every level, it requires a lot of power to serve. The power of purity that is given by Baba to the soul will give it the power to face, to be inclusive, to understand, to accommodate, to let go, to see beyond the appearances. Because if there's not this power of the purity given by God, then the soul finds it very difficult to be here as a server. Struggles, battles, wants to separate, cannot keep the tree within its heart. A powerful soul does keep the tree of life within the heart, in the sense that, yes, as the instrument to serve the tree. So to be beyond gives unlimited capacity and unlimited possibilities. Anything can be done. Baba has often put the two words together, purity and wonder. Great wonders happen through the power of purity, but how to stabilize in purity, to be inward-looking, to be beyond, and to do this very consistently during the day. To be a student means to hear and to do. And when there's the doing, then one becomes the embodiment. And when one is the embodiment, then there's the power to change the old into the new, the iron into gold, and to guide souls back to wherever they wish to go within the tree. But all of them will go back home. They are my brothers, all of them. When Baba pulls the soul beyond, there's no rush, there's no push, there's no demand, there's no fear, there's no pressure, just welcome. Baba has said, I invite you to have this direct connection. But because it's subtle, have to keep attention on it. This is the angel. Brahma Baba is the Avyet angel. He teaches also how to become angels, but we have to remain in the corporeal. The Avyet within the corporeal. But if I'm connected beyond, I'm connected to the Eternal Father, I'm connected to the Angelic Father, and both engines give the power in the form of purity, in the form of light, and the soul can be here, and it must be here. Especially it must make sure it's beyond influence. Angelic power is to be in the middle of impurity and not to be affected, and to be able to serve that impurity. So it also changes. Daddy, in one class she was saying that angels are not number wise. Deities are number wise, but not angels. Either one is or one isn't. It's quite absolute. Because if there's any little thing, it becomes the door to make the soul lose this feeling of being beyond whilst being here. It can be a little irritation, it can be a little anger, a little desire, some type of dependency pulls the soul down. And that subtle power, that subtle light can evaporate. And sometimes I may not notice. So this is why Baba says, revise and realize, revise and realize. And to become angelic, especially to revise the determined thought that whilst I'm here, I also remain beyond. The angel is the one in the middle, between eternity and time, between God and all souls, has to bring them together. And it's only purity that can make this happen. It's not just knowledge or just service as such. Very deep remembrance of the predestined self, very deep remembrance, very deep companionship with both fathers, creates that canopy of purity which, whilst being here, the soul is not influenced. Because it's a very important thing not to be influenced by situation, by the personality of others or the personality of the self. To maintain that genuine light. To be so transparent that the ones who are served are able to feel God, see Baba. This is the real service. So, in this traffic control, let me, with 1 second and one thought, go in and go beyond.
काम क्रोध मद लोभ मोह वश आज है सब मोहताज योग लगा कर पाप मिटा ले स्वर्ग सजा ले तू आज काम क्रोध मद लोभ मोह वश आज है सब मोहताज। योग लगा कर पाप मिटा ले, स्वर्ग सजा ले तू आज।
जन्म जन्म की प्यास बुझा ले, पावन बन कर आज।
योगी बनो ज्ञानी बनो, योगी जीवन है प्यारा।
संगम युग में परम पिता शिव कहते हैं राज।
तू है एक अविनाशी आत्मा, सुन लो मेरी आवाज।
संगम युग में परम पिता शिव कहते हैं राज।
तू है एक अविनाशी आत्मा, सुन लो मेरी आवाज।
सुख शांति और पावनता से झोले भर लो आज।
योगी बनो ज्ञानी बनो, योगी जीवन है प्यारा।
परम धाम से आए हैं शिव ब्रह्मा तन आधार। मुक्ति और जीवन मुक्ति का जन्म सिद्ध अधिकार। परम धाम से आए हैं शिव ब्रह्मा तन आधार। मुक्ति और जीवन मुक्ति का जन्म सिद्ध अधिकार।
चलना है चलना है घर वापस, अब तो यही ज्ञान का सार। योगी बनो ज्ञानी बनो, योगी जीवन है प्यारा। योगी जीवन है प्यारा, योगी जीवन है प्यारा।
With one thought, in 1 second I go beyond. I, the soul, from my home, come into the world of angels, the world of subtle light, And in this world, I remember my predestined self, the self of every confluence, the angelic being, my father and mother have created me. An angel is a direct child, a direct student. I am guided, I am sustained by my father and mother in this angelic world. Everything of the old human consciousness is taken out, dissolved, so that there is only pure light, pure thought, pure love. I become conscious, I become aware who I am at this moment. And the destiny of the self. With my father and mother, the eternal and the angelic, I remain here. My awareness is here. My consciousness is here. But I must go to the earth, into the drama. To spread the Father's light. The Father's love. From beyond, I come here. I am here in the corporeal world. But very often, with 1 second and 1 thought, I return there. Here and there, through thought, through awareness. The angelic consciousness fills every task with selflessness, and then others can gain unlimited benefit. Now, in this silence, let me remain in the awareness of the angelic, its reality and its power, non-physical light, non-physical love and peace, everything comes from a pure point, a pure reference, unpolluted. I remain in this awareness. The angelic being, eternally this, every cycle. Every cycle.